We're joined once again by our favorite Olympian, four-time competitor Joetta Clark-Diggs. Welcome back to the program. Good to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
Now, the opening ceremonies are coming up in a week, and when we watch it on television with all the high def and the surround sound, we're capturing a tiny slice of what that experience must be like. You've done this 4 times?
Yes.
What is that like?
It's something that the athletes look forward to. We get dressed, we take pictures in the mornings, and then we get on the bus and we go to the staging center and we sit and watch most of it on television, the big screen. But the most important part for us is when we get in line and walk through the tunnel into the Olympic Stadium.
Let me take it back a little bit. You're on the flight to whatever city the Olympics are happening at. There must be a million things on your mind. You touch down. Does it begin right at the gate? Are you inundated with the cameras and the fans? And walk me through that.
You know what? When we get our Olympic uniform, that's when it all starts back in the States. And when we do get into the plane and land on ground, and then we go through processing, and we see all the different athletes from the different countries, then it starts becoming surreal, you know? And then we get to the Olympic Village, and we see the different countries and different uniforms and our Olympic flag. And so it's a great experience, and we feel like this is where we're supposed to be. We worked so hard to get here. Now we're here.
Logistically, how does it work out? I mean, do you have handlers? Because it must be like first day at a university. Is there like an orientation? You're hitting this massive venue.
Yes.
How do you get comfortable with that in that short amount of time?
It is massive. And when we get there, we have our managers, you have processing centers, and then they take you to the village and you kind of figure stuff out on your own. There's signs up there, many volunteers to help us get familiar with the location. And after about a day or so, we know where the cafeteria is and we know where the bus station is to get to the competitions.
Tell me about the village. I mean, there's some we see on the camera, but you've walked it, you've lived it. Just walk us through it. You've entered, what happens?
Usually there's a village and it's all gated in. And then we have a mayor of the village, and the village is a town because we have a library, cafeterias, music stations, we have shows going on, and of course we have hundreds of houses. And what happens when we leave the village and when the Olympic Games are over, that becomes a town. So all of those apartments that we lived in, people rent those out and they buy them. So they take the gates down, and now you have a town.
Okay, and this is a town with countries from all over the world.
Yes.
Cultures from all over the world.
Yes.
You're interacting with what's basically foreign to the way you were brought up.
Yes.
What are some of the things you have learned just from interacting one-on-one with real people and not images that have been portrayed of other cultures?
The first thing I've learned is that you go in, you speak, you're friendly, you smile, and you break the ice. And then people are people no matter where they are. We're here for one common cause, which is to do the best and to represent your country in fine fashion. So once you do that, you make friends, you trade pins, you take pictures, and you learn culture, the different foods there. So you share that, different languages, you share that.
What would be something that maybe you were totally unaware of that you learned from another culture that you've integrated into your life when you came home?
One thing that I've learned is that when you're somewhere, and if you don't ask someone a question about their culture and history, you don't know that. So what I always ask is, what do you like about your country? And they tell me various things. We hear the negative things that are going on, but it's the positive things what they like. They like the weather, they like the people, they like the culture, and we share that with each other.
And that goes both ways.
Yes, it goes both ways, and so it becomes a good thing. And
okay, so you're at this amazing village, you've got handlers, there's cameras everywhere, there's opening ceremonies, you're an athlete.
Yes.
Dealing with all this overwhelming overload plus the jet lag,
yes.
How do you get back to training and focusing on winning?
And you know, that's an important question because you can lose focus because of everything that's going on. Some athletes are there just to be there. Some athletes are going to try and get a gold medal. So you have to be cognizant of why you're there and stick to that goal. And what happens is they pull you aside. Your coaches pull you aside and say, hey, you're here for this reason, and you have plenty of time to socialize after your competition is done.
Of all the opening ceremonies you've been a part of,
yes.
Your favorite?
Well, I have to give you 2.
Okay.
Okay. My favorite, just because I was excited about being and seeing it, was the one in Barcelona. Okay. Where they shot the arrow and they lit the torch. And he was maybe 200 yards away. My favorite, because my family was there, was 2000, where my sister-in-law and I made the Olympic team together in the same event. So we were all there at opening ceremonies, and that's something special.
Joetta, thank you so much, and we will see you soon on Ebru Today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for the insight. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.